Kingston musician and songwriter Rob Watkins has a new album out entitled Blue Sky Thinking, which is getting airplay around the world. Rob joins me in studio to talk about his music. Hi, Rob.
Hi, April.
I want to ask you, what type of songs will people hear when they listen to Blue Sky Thinking?
We've been labeled Roots Americana, but it is that, but there's also an eclectic mix. So it's anything from gospel sounding songs to a Hank Williams type of song to a Beatles pop song.
And tell me a little bit about this album. Has it been getting international play?
It's been doing really good over in Europe. We've got a lot of airplay in Belgium, England, Italy, the Netherlands especially, and Alaska, and I believe New York as well. So it's kind of starting to circle the globe at least.
And again, I want to ask you about when you started playing guitar.
Mm-hmm.
How long ago was that? And has that style changed since you started playing guitar?
No, not really. That's the odd thing. I started playing guitar when I was 15. I'd always had music in my head as a child, but that's really, I begged my parents for a guitar, and I was living back in Montreal then, I just begged them and pestered them, and finally I got this cheap guitar. I think it was from Consumers Distributing, as far as I remember, a $30 guitar. But once I got it, I started playing all the time, and it was very much that kind of country folk feel to it. So that sort of stemmed from the music I listened to that my brother was playing, and especially my dad. And my dad worked part-time in this country bar, so he'd sneak me in there sometimes, and I'd watch the bands and go, that's what I want to do.
And have you always wanted to play guitar?
Yeah, mostly bass guitar, because I idolize Paul McCartney. I call him my Uncle Paul, but I always emulated the Beatles. I wanted to be very much like them from a playing standpoint and a songwriter standpoint. They're the greatest band in the world, so if you're going to nick someone's ideas, go that route.
So let's talk about your songwriting.
Mm-hmm.
What makes you write the songs you do? Who influences you thinking about how you put those songs together?
Well, there's many influences. I can, name at arm's length, like Hank Williams or Paul McCartney or John Prine. So those are people I look up to and respect as songwriters. But when I actually sit down to write something, I tend not to have something sort of sitting there. In other words, maybe a vague idea. But a lot of times I could start off thinking, I'm going to write a love song, for instance, and then it just sort of veers off and something else comes to me. I'm in total belief, as millions of other artists or songwriters are around the world, that it comes from somewhere else. It comes from the cosmos. And so my songwriting partner always says, when the muse comes, let her in, which is true. And there's so many times where I've written songs in 5 minutes, and I can't write down the lyrics fast enough. The music is already there. So you got to really say, did I do this, or did I just accept it from out there?
Which comes first, the music or the words?
Music always comes first for me. But as I said, with my songwriting partner, there's been many times where, we get together once a week, and he'll say, listen, I've got this idea, and he'll show me the lyrics, and then, we kind of noodle around with it, and something comes out. So I can do it both ways, but primarily it's the music first.
On your album, do you have a favorite song?
Well, I have a couple, but they're my babies, right? So Summer is a favorite of mine. That's the lead song, and we did a video for it. There's another song, which there's a video for, on YouTube. So check out Rob Watkins on YouTube, the song Listen or Summer. Listen is about mental health, and which I've had issues with for a number of years. So it was me voicing how I was feeling at the time. And that song, Listen, initially when I wrote it, it was a cry for help. And I got such a large response over a period of a week. There was like over 1,000 people had viewed it, and I went, I think I touched a nerve here. So yeah, those are a couple of my favorites. And but it's always hard for me to, even when, you know, Tom will send out the record to whatever radio stations there are. We tend not to say, you got to play that one. We might suggest it, but a lot of times they know better than we do, or they're hearing things different than we do. So they might say, well, that song's nice, but this one's better. Run with it. You know, it's not us who decides what is a hit. It's the public that decides that. So.
Oh, and what's the name of your band, Rob?
Ultrasonics.
And is it a fairly new band?
Yeah, we've been together for a little over a month. We did one gig so far at the RCHA a couple of weeks ago. But then we've got more coming up in, I think, the end of August. We're going to be playing down in Gananoque. And then September, I think we've got something lined up at the Legion in Collins Bay. So you'll see that name pop up.
Rob, where can we get your album?
From me directly. So you can go to or send me an email rather at robwatkins1960@hotmail.com. Or probably the easiest way is shoot me a message on Facebook. Look me up on Facebook, Rob Watkins. I'm there every week, posting a song, doing something. So if you contact me directly, I'll be glad to get a CD to you.
Thank you for joining us today, Rob.
Thanks for having me, April.
You're welcome.